I'm at Washington Hall for today's masterclass. This lovely Georgian manor house hotel is in a village just 2 miles from Lincoln and has sight of the beautiful cathedral on the hill. My name is Stuart McFarlane Bedford, and today I will be talking to you about business reviews. And what I mean by business reviews is internal reviews that you carry out on your business. In business, no one plans to fail, but many fail to plan. As part of your ongoing business planning, along with the market intelligence that you have acquired or the market research that you've done, these are all external influences. But you also need to look internally at your own operation and your activities, and particularly the customer experience that you are providing. A business review is important if you are planning for growth, i.e. more bookings, more visitors, or more covers in your restaurant. And today I'm presenting session 1 of 3, and the first session is called Understanding Your Customers. So, understanding your customers. To attract new customers to your business, you first need to understand who and why your current visitors and customers come to you. Who is your typical customer? What is it that they like about your offer? Is it you've got friendly staff, you've got great food, fantastic accommodation, you're in an amazing location? So let's have a look at who is your typical customer. Is it families? Is it couples? Is it single gender groups, maybe stag or hen parties? Is it mixed gender groups, maybe associations, clubs? Is it corporate? Is it business? Or is it because you have special interests that happen in your premises? What makes customers be repeat bookers? Is it location? Is it that there are activities nearby? Is it the accommodation is really good? Your food is fantastic? Is it you've got friendly staff? Is it that you have special theme events? Or is it that they have family and friends who live nearby, so they're booking in with your accommodation? What influences customers to be repeat bookers? Yes, it's exactly the same. It's location, nearby activities, accommodation, food. But what really influences your customers to be repeat bookers? It's the customer experience. So what influences the customer experience? Yes, having customer focused staff, having quality accommodation, having enjoyable and tasty food, having a great ambience and atmosphere. But those are just expected. What really influences the customer experience? It's not what you say or do, it's how you make people feel. So let me say that again. It's not what you do, it's not what you say, it's how you make people feel. So what influences this customer experience? How easy is it to interact with your business? Do you have online booking? The information you provide, is the checking in process really easy? How quickly issues are sorted out without fuss or annoyance, i.e. changing rooms, replacing meals, sorting out special requests? How do you treat your customers? Do they feel valued? Is your high level of service really good that it makes them feel so important? So if we roll that all up in one bundle, what influences the customer experience? The fact is that they feel great. They've had a hassle-free time away and it's something they want to repeat. So what really influences the customer's experience? So to reiterate, it's not what you say or do, it's how you make people feel. So not everything has to be perfect. And let me give you a couple of examples. So I've stayed in 2 self-catering accommodation recently, and I had similar experiences, and I just want to explain those to you. I turned up at one cottage and the cleaners hadn't been. Rang up the owners, spoke to them. They said, really sorry, the cleaner must be running late. Look, there's a pub round the corner. Please go round there, give us an hour to sort it out, buy a drink, and we'll cover the cost for the drink, and we'll ring you when it's ready. And that's what happened. The second, I turned up at a cottage, the cleaners hadn't been, rang up the owner. He said, oh, they must be running late, they'll turn up very soon. And that was it. So out of those two examples, which one made me feel like a valued customer? Obviously, it was number one. And so it's really important. It's not what you say, it's not what you do, it's actually how you make people feel. So to understand how we make people feel, we have to understand the buying process, because what we're talking about is we're talking about emotions and desires. And most buying decisions are based on emotions. And so in some way, you need as a business to tap in to that process, and to do that, understand the psychology of buying. So let's have a look at that in detail. When someone buys a product or a service, there are only two factors involved in that. The first is want, they want to buy, and the second is need, they need to buy. And let me just explain those in detail. So want is tends to be services, or it could be a luxury item. Someone wants to buy that item, or they want to have a holiday, and that's very emotional. When it comes to need tends to be a bit more of a logical approach. So it's they need something because it may be that something's broken, or they need accommodation in that area. They're not necessarily wanting to be in that area, but they need to be in that area for work. So that's the difference, want and need. And in the tourism industry, we're fulfilling desires, where services and experiences are that emotional decision. So understanding how to tap into that is really important. So what stops a customer from being a repeat booker? Is it, and let's go back to what we talked about before, is it location? Is it too isolated? There's no activities nearby, that the accommodation may be a bit tired, the food is uninspiring, the staff are not very friendly, there's no special events going on, and they don't really have any reason to come to that area. What stops customers from being repeat bookers is something that you need to try and identify. What's stopping that repeat visit? I think it's really important that you put yourself in the customer's shoes and actually live their journey. Think about the customer experience that you're providing. Are there any areas that really could do with improving? Are your internal processes clunky and cumbersome? You know, do you not have a very good booking system, or do you not have a very good checking in system? And are your staff, are they friendly? Are they inviting to your customers? And more importantly, what image is your business portraying or projecting to the outside world? So, in summary, do not underestimate the customer experience. Buying services in this sector is an emotional decision. So it's really important, as we start the business review, that you understand your customer, you understand how they buy your products and services, understand why they don't buy your products and services, and make the changes that will attract those new customers and new visitors. Sometimes the smallest changes have the greatest impact. And so we're not talking about huge changes here, and we'll look at that in the next session. So that is the end of session 1 of 3. I hope you found the session interesting and useful, and in the next session I'll be talking about a SWOT analysis.